Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today, looking at the ECW Pioneer DVD complete collection. I've been working over this the last couple of months, mostly using Amazon and Macari. I went into this basically having none of the ECW DVDs, and it probably honestly took me like 2 months to put together. That none of these out there are really hard to find. Some of these honestly are dirt cheap, and some of them are gonna range mostly between $10 to $30 a piece. We're not looking at anything in the $100 range, like if you're trying to complete your WWF DVD set, no Judgment Days or anything like that. This is basically a pretty easy collection. It looks like it's a collection of 10. I'm going to be using WWE DVD news basically to use as a cheat sheet as I go along. It's hard to kind of keep them straight and then also keep them where there's no light flashing on them there throughout the thing. So pretty easy. Like I said, I use Macari for a majority of these, finding most of them between $10 and $30. I don't really know how these came out. They started the collection rolling out in 2000 with Extreme Evolution, and they rolled out all the way until 2002 with CyberSlam 99. Of course, that was after ECW was closed. I can't really find anything online about Pioneer Entertainment. My biggest thought, I thought, was that basically when ECW went to make a video game, they had to give a piece of the company to Acclaim. I believe the video was called Hardcore Revolution or something like that. And I think Pioneer is probably with Acclaim, and that's where they used the ECW library to pump this bad boy out. So I'm glad we got them. Of course, you can go on to the WWE Network on Peacock and find some ECW stuff there. All of this is going to have like the fake music with it pumped out, but you're going to get the matches there for you. So the first one, of course, that came out was Extreme Evolution. There it is with the Sandman barbed wire fist coming out of there. All of these are pretty basic one-disc sets, just a good collection of matches. I don't like how it sort of like bounces around. Like you see your first matches start here in 99, then we go back in time to a match from 96. It would have been a lot better if you just kind of stuck to one time period with these bad boys, or at least put them in order of what you were getting. So we're gonna roll starting out with Extreme Evolution, then we roll over to Path of Destruction, which if I remember right, this is probably one of the cheapest ones there is to get, of course, with Rob Van Dam. This one came out in November of 2000. I think that going from a late August release to a November release, I don't think you're really gonna be seeing like the sales blowing up, saying like, hey, we got to get more of these out there. It just probably was the time period for how they were releasing them. We look at the back, it's just another like kind of like best of with no rhymes or reasons to them. You've got matches from 96, 98, then we go back to 95 again. So it's just a mishmash of just putting stuff out there. We go from November, we wait all the way until April of 2001. You get Barely Legal. If you were an early buyer of the ECW Rise and Fall DVD, it was packaged with Barely Legal as your bonus disc. I'm not sure if that was a Canadian exclusive or if that was also in the United States, because I do remember seeing the Rise and Fall packaged with a Rob Van Dam figure. So some people have this, some people don't, but this one right here is probably going to run you about $20 to $30 for the Barely Legal. Of course, this is your first ECW pay-per-view, so it's just going to be all from one night. Just bam, 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 bam. The Terry Funk Sandman Big Stevie Cool match is probably the one thing that most people know about from that show. From there, we'll go to an August release of Deep Impact. And in my mind, I think that's Taz, but it might be Tommy Dreamer. I'm not 100% sure who those eyes are right there. This one right here, collection of matches, 95, 97, 98. Then we go back to 95. I just don't really understand that. I'm going to roll out with one of their most famous pay-per-views. This is, of course, Heatwave 98. This was released in August of 2001. So now at this point, ECW and WCW are closed, and these DVDs are still coming out. I know that you sort of have a production line, like when a wrestler is with a company, they say like, hey, we're going to make this action figure. It goes into production. Maybe he gets released. They're still going to release the figure. So I think that's how these DVDs keep getting pumped out, even though the company's closed. I don't even know if these were like popular DVDs back in the day that people were actually going out and buying them at like a Best Buy or a Circuit City or anything like that. But here's the matches for Heatwave 98. I think it's pretty cool. The security sticker, whoever bought this one saved it. It's normally what would have been on the top. So if you were in the store and were able to, take the plastic off, it would be the last line of defense before you just reaching in there, grabbing the disc and running off with it, which did happen back in the days. This one here, Hardcore History. I don't know if this came from a pawn shop or something like that, but somebody was lucky enough to pick this up for 79 cents at one point, it looks like. Hardcore History. Right here, we got another collection DVD, 95, 96, 95. These are gonna have good matches on them. It just doesn't have a bunch on there. I think these are basically just carbon copies of what was released on VHS tapes at the time. And maybe that's why they're honestly so short. And I don't think that many people were putting out double disc DVDs at the time. That might have been kind of a risk to put a 2-set out there on the market. Here's when they started getting smart. This came out in October of 2001. The Best of Cactus Jack. Collection of matches here. Oh, it doesn't even have it. And then I remember right when I bought this, it didn't have an insert. So you don't even know really what's on here. That's kind of a weird. That was followed up. Released same day. Best of the Dudley Boys. Flip this bad boy over. Just a collection of words. We open this bad boy up. Bam. No insert again. I'm not sure if somebody lost these inserts over time or there just never was one, but kind of weird. Easily, I think you could have put out a lot of these. I mean, RF Video had a deal with ECW where they were fan camming the events. They were putting out lots of them. They could have had ones on Taz, Tommy Dreamer, Stevie Richards. A lot of guys out there having lots of good matches in ECW. I think they could have made more of these and sold more. But then again, ECW wasn't a company at this point, so whoever's making the money off of this, I don't know, they didn't do it their best. Maybe they didn't really know wrestling though. From there we go, Guilty of Charge, 2001 pay-per-view. Collection of matches. Then we go to April. This is an April release, isn't it? Where are we at? We're at Anarchy Rules. So actually this is a March release of 2002. Anarchy Rules 99. Flip this bad boy up. There's the matches that were on that show. You can see every time that there's a different pay-per-view, especially with a year, how the roster is changing. It reminds me a lot of like Ring of Honor. Every time that like WWE came and just basically took everyone, they were able to, sort of re-up guys and just find people from different places of the world and show off their talents. It was one of the best things that they did and create new stars. We're going to finish this off with WrestlePalooza 97 in September of 2002. This one right here, a really good ECW show. I'm not sure if at this point they just were knowing what their greatest hits were and they were just pumping out those shows. This one is a really, really good one. And then we're going to finish this off. Last one, ECW SummerSlam 99, released September 10th, 2002. Pretty sure that's Devon Dudley there on the cover. This show right here from SummerSlam 99. See New Jack, Rob Van Dam. There's Taz standing installed against his match against Chris Candido. You got Shane Douglas versus Justin Credible. And this right here, guys, I mean, this is the basis of what, I've got it all messed up, but this right here is the basis of what ECW was. I know that WWE is pumped out a lot, but this is like kind of was like what ECW was built on. You can go get your Rise and Fall of ECW. I know that they've got 3 different hardcore DVD sets that are put out. There's one called Extreme Rules, which is like 1 disc of ECW Classic, and then there's 1 disc of the best of WWECW, which is on there. So they've also got the Dudley Boys documentary. You've got the Rob Van Dam documentary, which is going to get into their life after ECW, but have a lot of good matches from that time period. So if you're starting an ECW collection with your DVDs, this right here, I think, is the building block of where to start with ECW.